Welcome to Hot Takes and Beer Breaks.
We were over-intoxicated and under-informed.
We're just three dudes talking news and drinking booze.
I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Justin.
All right, so do you think, this is my drunk sober thought, do you think people are trying to get famous at all costs?
Says the one who started a podcast because of an idea at a brewery.
Yeah, but like we're doing something, like we're not. So this comes out.
We're saving the world, John.
Yeah,
you don't have to be.
We're doing good. No, but I saw a TikTok and basically this guy was airing out the family laundry. I guess his homophobic aunt, like, basically sent him some it was just some messages basically that he was like, look at this, and then exposed her for cheating and aired out and kind of messed up the family.
What does that have to do
dynamic.
with her laundry?
It was very dirty, and now he aired it out.
Just wash it.
I guess
go into a river and
but
get on those boards.
It seemed like he was probably doing this not just to hold her accountable for his actions, but he also probably enjoyed the attention he was getting from it because he was getting a lot of likes and views. And I think there's probably a ton of examples. I'm not trying to call anyone out for it, but there's a ton of examples where I think people make videos and do things to just try and get clout, right?
So colossus of clout.
Yeah. Do you think this is dangerous though? Do you think like that's a...
Yes and no. Well, yes, dangerous.
Okay.
Because like with anything in society, if you keep pushing something, if like something works like that, like there's a reason why there were so many different, not spin-offs, but like similar shows to like the Jersey Shore, because it worked. So they're like, ooh, we got to keep going with this. Oh, so if somebody's like, oh, they exposed their shitty family member to get famous, what's stopping the next person? Like, so you get some impressionable kid who's like, see some shit going on within their family. They're like, I'm going to tell the world. That's
why I don't like pranks that they like involve other people. Like, remember when everyone was like throwing up milk gallons at the store and they were pretending they tripped? Like, I hate that shit because someone had to clean that up. You know?
Yeah, that's annoying. So buy the milk and go outside.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they did it like at their own place and they like pretended or something.
That's just rude. Like, our challenge were like drinking the gallon of milk and then puking a lot
and dying.
Yeah.
You could die from a gallon of milk, right? Chugging it? Right, Jason?
I don't think you physically can do it.
I know your stomach lining starts to bleed.
From drinking a gallon of milk?
Yeah, if you chug a gallon of milk, yeah.
I don't believe you.
Okay, John, chug a gallon of milk.
Wait. All right.
Do it for the clout.
Do it for the clout. It's not dangerous if we do it.
Yeah. But to oppose exactly what I just said, it is kind of a thing to think about. Because of the way society is now with like social media and all that, in order to actually put some consequences to this woman who was cheating and also was being homophobic, like maybe that's a way that keeps people in check. Like
those Karen videos that kind of expose women for just, or I don't want to say, but it's Karens are typically women for kind of like just making a scene for no reason. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's a pretty good point.
And like if they'll say that shit on camera, imagine what they say behind closed doors. And like if she's going to be homophobic to this guy, imagine what she's saying behind his back.
Yeah.
Like
maybe if it's a family member you don't like and you're just like, you know what, I'm going to show you that you do have consequences.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, there are going to be people who defend her on both sides or defend on her side. And then there's people who are going to defend him. But also like seeing how society reacts as a whole could be beneficial because it's like, oh, maybe you should change your ways.
Okay. That's fair. Jason, do you have any thoughts?
No, not really.
Okay.
You going to drink that milk?
No, John is. We established this.
We're going to do it on the TikTok.
The ticket is talk.
The ticket is talk.
What do you got?
So growing up, I would hear a lot like when I was a child, I was the younger middle child. You don't understand this.
Okay. He's pointing at me.
Yes. Yes, Jonathan. Jason, you understand.
I do, yes.
The third one is disposable. Everyone knows this.
Maybe, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, well, you were also the baby, so it was a little different. But yeah. So you just want some attention.
Okay.
Parents come home from work. The amount of times, have you heard, I just walked through the door?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. I never understood that. I was always young and full of energy.
Yeah.
I was just like, let's go. I want to do something. And now that I go home or I go to work every day and I come home, I don't even want to make eye contact with anyone because I just walked through the door. I get it. Sometimes you just want to.
Yeah, you just want to like
stop.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. So as we're getting older, we're starting to understand our parents a little bit more.
Yeah, we're just beat down by capitalism.
My mom's going to hear that and just message me and be like, see, I told you. I'm like, no.
You're going to go home one day after this. It's like, it'll be like, I just walked through the door. It's like, didn't stop me.
Yeah. She's going to be like, see, you should listen to me more. Yeah. There's so much more I told you that you're going to learn when you get older. That's what it's going to be. Okay. So this is, I guess, a news segment. I don't know. This is basically headline news. There's not much else.
Headline speculation where we don't read the article and we assume it based on the title.
Well, so Drake apparently ruined an 8-year engagement with Naomi Sharon. She's a singer that's going to be debuting on his album or is working on his album with him, which I didn't understand because it's an 8-year engagement. So the engagee, the male engagement, what do you call it? Fiance?
Yes.
The engagee, he basically said, we just started planning our wedding and I guess she cheated on him with Drake. And he's like, Drake ruined my engagement. But it's like, why were you engaged for 8 years? I mean, I guess
it's not a race, John.
Yeah, but like, that feels like a long time, right? Like that feels
never be too sure.
Okay. What do you think, Jason? Do you think
that's a valid point that Justin is making?
You can never
people are engaged forever. Doesn't
is that a common thing that people do?
Yeah. Some people get engaged and then get married the next month. Some get engaged for like 10, 12 years and then get married.
Doesn't matter.
It's a thing. It happens.
But is it Drake's fault?
100%. Yeah. Fuck him.
That was unnecessary. But is it really Drake's fault? I mean, like as long as it's consensual sex, like she was the active participant, right?
Well, are they blaming Drake?
I think the boyfriend is. So the fiance.
Well, of course, he's butthurt.
Yeah, maybe he's more upset and he doesn't want to blame his fiance and be like, she cheated. Like, so I don't know. I saw it was a headline. Who even knows if it's real? It's more of an accusation.
Well, shout out to Drake.
Yeah. But J. Cole is dropping an album soon. I just figured that'd be cool.
So that's what J. Cole Albion dropping is?
Listen, I wrote it real quick. I knew exactly what that meant.
Oh, well, I agree.
Jermaine Cole. You know, there's a video and
I'll be honest, I never listened to J. Cole.
Really?
Yeah.
Really great rapper. So it's a video. I think it's RC World. It's the one that does the basketball videos, Jason. The one where like LeBron James in the locker room or whatever.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay, whatever. But they did like a video and basically when J. Cole drops an album, they go from being like listening to like gangster rap or stuff like that. And they start like, they're like, oh, I got to go back to college. I got to do something successful to my life because J. Cole's great influence.
Just getting their life together.
Okay. So Rose McGowan this week, she said that Democrats are in a cult. She said both Republicans are too as well, but she thinks Democrats are more so in a cult because they're not honest about it, I guess. Like they're not honest about who they are. And Republicans are more honest about what they are.
So they're politicians.
Yeah. But I think she's talking more so the Democratic followers. And I think what she's trying to say is Republicans are pretty honest about not liking like foreigners and not liking certain not to generalize, but if you want to put I guess.
No, you want to do it.
Sure. Whatever. We'll just say that Republicans don't like minorities, but Democrats also don't like minorities. They just hide it and they try to say that the other side is racist. Basically, like, remember that liberal lady who called the cops because her dog was off a leash and it was a black man. And she was like, oh, a black man threatened me kind of thing. Like they're closeted racists, basically.
Yeah. It's the outward liberal equality people. And then behind closed doors, they're like, ugh.
Oh,
yeah.
They live in all white neighborhoods. And
yeah. It's like, oh, I believe in Medicare for all as they go back to their gated communities.
Yeah, and kind of stay away. I don't think her criticisms are fair, but I also don't think they're 100% accurate. Like I think both sides are in a cult very much so because like neither side is 100% right. Right? Like you got to compromise and understand where you give and take, and you sympathize with another side. So both sides are very firm in their ground.
Literally, if one side did the same exact thing as the other side, each side would hate the opposite for it. Like Biden with the freaking stuff at the border.
Yeah,
he's basically doing the same thing Trump did.
Yeah,
slightly different, but he's basically doing the same thing.
Well, even if Democrats are giving him credit for like, oh, he's getting all the COVID vaccines out and everything, but they didn't give Trump credit for what he did.
Yeah, the warp speed shit actually helped.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably a fair criticism. I don't know. I think it's just something to think about.
Well, it's like anybody who's too. I'm not going to say passionate, but if you're hyper committed to a single thing, like if you're all Republican, all Democrat, like anything that they do is gospel. Anything that the opposition does is just blasphemy.
Yeah.
It's like people who defend like the DC universe and say like Marvel sucks. This people and then reverse. It's like, why can't you just enjoy both?
You're a big dumb nerd for that one.
Shit.
No, yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, like either side has something good.
Or people who complain about like basketball in the 90s was way better than like now or stuff like that. It's like, why does it have to be better? Why not just enjoy it?
Yeah, enjoy it for what it is.
And like with politics, it's like, why pick us? Or I mean, you got to pick the lesser of two evils because that's how our system works. But why critique only one side when you won't even look at yourself?
Yeah, that's why I think like, because I guess we would describe you and me, Justin. Maybe Jason's a libertarian, I guess, right?
Fuck politics. I don't care.
All right. So libertarian. We're more democratic, right?
I will not consider myself a Democrat.
You won't?
Nope.
Okay. I'll consider
I'll
it.
go farther to the left.
Okay. That's fair. But we criticize Biden on this. You know what I mean? Like we criticize both Trump and Biden. I like to think that we're a little impartial.
I will criticize everyone.
Fair. I'll criticize you for no reason.
You can't. Because I already criticized myself. I'm like B-Rabbit at the end of 8 Mile.
Okay. So do you have any other thoughts on that?
I don't have any thoughts ever.
Okay. What do you think about, though, that Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor in California as a Republican?
She's been out of the news too long.
She's been out of the news too long?
Do you think so? She's doing it.
Oh, and, hot take. And, okay.
Yeah, isn't Keeping Up with the Kardashians, isn't that over now?
I think so.
I think that's done, right? She has no policy platforms on her website.
Isn't she against transgender athletes?
That's the only one. That's the only one
she will probably win on that. Nah,
not in California.
Oh, it's in Cali?
Yeah, California.
Oh, no.
That's why.
She's not going to win. She just wants to get some clout.
I mean, was Arnold Schwarzenegger a Republican, Jason? Can you look that up?
Yes.
He was.
Yeah.
I mean, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was also a more beloved figure, I think. I don't know if Caitlyn Jenner is as beloved, right? Like, is Republicans going to vote for a transgender woman? I'm intelligent. Like, I'm the smartest.
I don't. No, I mean, literally right now, if you just have one issue that you'll stand behind, you can get most of the votes. But it also depends on who she runs against. Like if it's somebody that like doesn't get anyone excited, then she might sneak by and win. Maybe.
I think it's interesting. I watched her announcement video, and it was all just like, we need a leader who's going to do change. And I was like, what are you going to run on? What are you going to do? Like,
she's going to do change,
I guess.
It's clearly in her statement.
A lot of her like Olympic.
She's an outsider.
She was like, we're going to hurdle over the competition. I was like, okay, that's a little on the nose, but all right, whatever.
Wasn't she a distance runner, like a miler?
I think athlete.
Oh, that makes sense.
But
one freaking hurdle event.
I don't know.
You're a hurdler.
Kudos to her for running.
Yeah, we'll see who she's running against, but I'd hope that you can't win off of one dumb ideology.
It would have to evolve, right? Like, there's no way you just go, I'm gonna hurdle over the competition, and like, okay, and you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think, was much more personable and much more.
He was fairly liberal for a
Republican.
Yeah,
like
that's with no background in looking into the situation at all.
I don't even remember what he ran on. I feel like he won basically because it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean?
This is the only reason.
And you know, and also like politics wasn't as polarized as it is now. No. Like at this time, people are paying way more attention. And you say
they are and they aren't at the same time.
Yeah.
They're like putting up the blinders. So like, just like, whoosh, can't see the haters.
So the draft happened this week. We made some predictions. Jason was wrong. We were wrong. Trey Lance was the quarterback that went to San Francisco, not Justin Fields or Mac Jones.
Yeah, I said Justin Fields was going.
He went to Chicago.
The Chicago Bears.
Yeah, good pick by Chicago, I think, right? Probably got the quarterback right.
Who else went elsewhere? Where'd McDonald's go?
Mac Jones.
New England.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, New England.
Yay.
He had a terrible strut. You see that he like walked very awkwardly to his draft. That was the talk of the draft.
So you're
nothing else happened.
Man for his strut. Well,
hey, he was excited. I'm not trying to knock him, but some people are having some fun on his expense. But congratulations. I think he's going to do well in New England. To be honest, that's probably a pretty good fit.
All I'm saying is,
tall white guy that's not mobile and had a beer belly coming out of college. Sounds familiar.
It works.
Yeah.
What was his 40 time? Slow.
Probably slow. Jason, do you want to look that up?
Is he still running it?
He couldn't finish.
Brady still is.
He couldn't finish
20 years.
Nothing else happened there during the draft weekend, right?
4.68.
Brady was like 7'2".
I thought it was
5.28.
Yeah, he's faster than Brady.
A lot faster.
So Aaron Rodgers, the news broke this past week. I guess this hits close to home for me because I'm a Packers fan.
What? We didn't know.
Oh, we didn't. But it came out that Aaron Rodgers is looking for a trade. I've calmed down from this. I lost my goddamn mind on draft day. I think I was talking to everyone. I was sending messages to everyone. Oh yeah, I lost my shit. And I was like, the Packers messed this up. Of course he wants to leave. You screwed it up. I don't think he leaves Green Bay anymore. Hot take. He's going to be the quarterback for the next couple of years. That's my prediction.
You thinking he's pulling a Kobe?
No. So
Is there another team in the league named Green Bay, or is he going to like the college of Green Bay to play quarterback? Because he's not playing with the Packers.
So there's a ton of terrible reporting going out there, right? Like
America?
Yeah. Well, they were like, Aaron Rodgers wants the GM fired. And then it was like, no, like people like someone who AJ Hawk was on the Pat McAfee show and he spent the weekend with Aaron Rodgers. He was like, no, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then it was also Aaron Rodgers is okay with retiring if he has to. And AJ Hawk was like, no, that's also bullshit. He's not retiring. So I don't know what
he could be retiring from Green Bay.
There was a lot of speculation he might retire and come back next year. I don't think that's so. I think what happened was my idea, paying close attention, is Aaron Rodgers wants a contract extension. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he wants more money, but he wants to be the quarterback for as long as he's the quarterback, as long as he wants to be the quarterback in Green Bay, right?
Yeah. And
Green Bay kind of wants to play it year by year. Right. Mm-hmm. They kind of came to him and were like, here, we'll give you a 1 year, 2 year deal. And just every couple of years we'll re-up it.
And he's like, no, I want that cheddar.
He wants cheese. He wants guaranteed to be the quarterback for the next 4 to 5 years. And they more want to play it close to chest and cut him whenever they can for Jordan Love. And I think he's upset with that, which is he's rightfully so to be upset.
He shouldn't be upset. Why would he be upset about like getting cut off as soon as he's not good enough anymore?
Well, I don't even know if they'll cut him off when he's not good enough. I think they'll just cut him off when they feel like Jordan Love is okay.
He came into the league ready.
No.
Yeah, he did.
If, to be honest, if the GM who drafted him truly felt that Jordan Love was ready to be the starting quarterback, they would not be freaking out as hard as they are. Because now allegedly,
sounds like you're only the one freaking out.
No, they're like, no, he's the quarterback. We're not trading him. Like they would have traded him. They would have been like, if he wants to be traded, we'll consider it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think he'll sign a multi-year contract. It's already being alleged that the GM
with another team, right?
If he goes to another team, I won't be mad either.
Yeah, you will.
Nah,
you will be so upset.
Nah, I think
you're going to make a cry.
Make her cry?
Make one whole cry.
Nah, I want to see him win. And if he wants to go somewhere else and win, I truly feel like the Packers have wasted his career.
Do you think if he stays, do you think he has any chance of a title?
Yeah. I'll say chance. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it'll be a
chance.
The Rams got better. The Rams got better. San Francisco's probably going to be better next year, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be good next year. So I don't know if they'll have as good of a chance. It depends on if he signs for more guaranteed money, but frees up cap space, and then they're able to sign a free agent. Mm-hmm. But I do think they'll have a chance. Yeah, if he stays, yeah.
John, you're starting to sound like a Mets fan.
A little bit.
This is the year, guys. We can do it.
No, I told you the Packers are the Jets organization, except we have Aaron Rodgers. Like that's the only thing that makes us relevant because we're a trash franchise
and a Super Bowl in the past 40 years.
Don't the Mets?
No, it was 2011. So 10.
Damn.
Last time I did math, that's a lot sooner than 40 years ago.
Oh, I thought you
Bring
said
that up, Jason.
I thought you said 4 years, and I was like
4D.
4. Okay, I heard 4.
Buckner.
But no, I mean, like it is what it is. I think a lot of it's speculation. I think a lot of it's bullshit. I don't know how much of it is true, and I think paying close attention to it. You know what I mean? Like I think honestly, this news broke because someone in the front office of Green Bay thought they could say Aaron Rodgers wants to leave us, and all the fans would get upset, and all the fans got upset at Green Bay, and they were like, "Oh shit!" Like. Because Pat McAfee, who's close friends with Aaron Rodgers, McAfee is speculating that it wasn't even Rodgers because it's rumored he's upset this got out. And he loves the fans, he loves his teammates, and he loves his coaching staff. The only discontent is the front office.
Yeah.
So if they give him the contract he wants, and I also think he wants to be included in decisions, to go through a few decisions they made that he didn't like, or speculation is he didn't like, They didn't sign Jared Cook. That was a previous regime, but they didn't sign Jared Cook when they said to. They cut Jordy Nelson. They cut Randall Cobb. These are all guys he liked. They cut Jade Crumo most recently without telling him and not involving him in the decision.
That's on the guy they cut?
They didn't tell Rodgers.
Oh.
So the day before, Rodgers was like, I'm super excited for the season. I think Jake Crumo is going to be a great asset for us. I really like throwing him the ball, kind of stuff like that, praising him. And then they cut him the next day.
See, I thought you were like, yeah, hey, Rivers Cuomo, you're at practice. Why are you here? Get out of here. We cut you. We didn't tell you. Get out.
No, yeah, they didn't tell Rodgers, and I guess he's kind of upset about that. And they also didn't call him about the Jordan Love pick, and the GM admitted to that. And normally, when you have a star quarterback, you would call him up and say, "Hey,
maybe he's not a star.
He's a star." But you would call him up and be like, "Hey, just so you know, we're taking Jordan Love. We traded up to go get a wide receiver or whatever bullshit they want to say. We went to go get this guy." And he's just next on our draft board. Don't worry about it. We just want to have a good backup for you. And he'd be like, okay. But like they messed up this whole situation. It was terrible communication. So
what you're saying is
communication is key.
He's never going to win another title there.
Probably not. I would assume if he does leave, I mean, there's a lot of talk about him going to Denver. I think he could be really good in Denver and maybe Oakland or Cleveland. He also said the rumor is he's not opposed to going to Denver and playing against Patrick Mahomes and forcing Patrick Mahomes to play in the wild card. Basically, he's up for the challenge.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting to see Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes twice a year. So I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, you are.
No, I think
furious.
I do think the organization failed him. We could go into more depth if you want to talk about it, but that's my take.
I mean, they should keep him around. He's like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Went on a little bit of a rant. So
no, John, we all liked what you were talking about.
I know that was a little bit more for me, but it might not matter because one of us might get hit with a Chinese rocket this week.
Cool.
It's within the next couple of weeks. So basically what happened was China launched a rocket or a space rocket. I'm describing it well.
You're doing great.
And one of the booster engines went into the atmosphere and it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And because it was in the atmosphere, they can no longer dictate where it's going to land. Like if it doesn't hit the atmosphere, they know where it's going to drop off into the ocean, right? And it's going to be harmless. Because it hit the atmosphere, it's going to be kind of circling around. It's going to drop back into Earth's atmosphere, and they don't know where it is. It's anywhere between New Jersey and New Zealand. So we're not going to get
fingers crossed for Jersey,
but anywhere in that like hemisphere. So from New Jersey down to New Zealand. So but I mean, that's a ton of water too.
I think it's more than a ton, John.
Oh, true. Jason, what do you think?
Our resident space expert.
Yeah.
It's not going into space, so.
It hit the atmosphere.
Yeah, but then it's coming back. So it has no jurisdiction in space.
Shit. He's
so
right.
Now.
What would you do if you got hit by a NASA or Chinese space rocket?
Probably be dead. So
what if it dropped right before you and you're like, oh, thank God it didn't hit me?
You just lay down next to it.
Of course, yeah.
Selfie.
Stick your leg under it or something.
You're now famous for no reason now. Famous for any reason.
Yeah, but Jason, you would have it land right next to you and you would pull your hamstring.
Oh, without question, yeah.
I think it would probably drop down in the water though, right? Hopefully it does.
Or not.
Best case scenario. I mean, or not is you start getting a little iffy with where it's landed.
Just if they don't know, then it could be random. They should. Wait, is there prop bets?
Ooh,
Can
that
we
would
put
be
down some prop bets on this?
Jason, our resident gambler.
I would think not, but who knows?
I'll bet $5, Jason, that it lands in on land.
That's fair.
I'll do $5 in water.
How does this work? There's 3 of us.
Jason has to specifically call out where it's going, and then he wins.
It's not going to hit the ground. It's just going to disintegrate before it hits the ground.
Ooh,
okay. All right. $5 on each one. All right.
So you're saying water. I'm saying land. You're saying dust.
I think Jason's fucked though, because there's heat resistance stuff on it.
What? Ceramic?
It's whatever they use. It's heat resistant, right? The outside of it?
What? You're talking about the ceramic plating. That's probably.
Is it ceramic?
Probably. That's shit. That's what they put on like spaceships.
Or is it aluminum?
Aluminium?
Titanium.
Speaking of that, do you know aluminum?
What, do I know it?
Yeah. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's this little element thing. It's a metal.
Yeah.
Pretty lightweight. Very easily machinable.
Okay.
So, you know how British people say aluminium?
Okay.
So, turns out that the Brits were the ones that discovered it, like put it on the table and everything. And they originally called it aluminum.
Okay.
So it became in the English vernacular as aluminum. And then they're the ones that decided to change it to aluminium to match
British fucking the world up again, huh?
Yeah, right? This is the worst thing they've ever done. Hot take.
It's got to be up there.
Gotta be.
No, the British did a lot better.
They're just pompous. Them and their aluminium.
So they officially call it aluminium now?
They've called it that for years.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't listen to them, so that's why I don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Are you looking that up right now, Jason?
No.
Okay.
We got an email in from a listener.
Oh, really?
Yes. The question was, how would you court the queen now that she is single?
Ooh, yeah, she is single now.
Mm-hmm.
I come up with my own little breathalyzer. What's the thing that old people wear?
No. We were letting you figure this out. Oh, the look on Jason's face is amazing.
Don't they bring the breathing machines, right? They need the little oxygen. You come with your own oxygen tank. They're like, hey, me and my +1 over here. That's not a bad what?
Jason?
I still don't understand where you're going with that at all, John.
You bring an oxygen tank. Old people need oxygen tanks, so they pick you over everyone else.
Because he took her breath away.
Yeah. See, Justin's got it.
Okay.
I would just give her a solid teabagging.
Is that what you wanted to say the whole time?
No.
All right. That's a yeah. Do you want to take a beer break and talk about the seltzers we're drinking?
Well, it's not a beer break today. It's a seltzer siesta.
Nah, I didn't realize it was.
Well, that's a clever alliteration.
Gracias. What we are drinking today is the Kirkland Signature Hard Seltzer. I am currently drinking the Black Cherry Edition. What are you gents drinking?
I'm drinking the Lime Edition.
Nice.
Mango.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoy these. They're cheap. It was like $20 for like a 24 pack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. You can get it at Costco.
I'll give it a 1, not because I just disagree with you completely and think you're always wrong. So
Fair point.
all right. No, I mean, they're okay. So I wouldn't buy them specifically for myself. I'd probably get Truly's or something like that. But
Well, you would get the Truly's lemonade.
yeah,
How do these compare to Truly's regulars?
I hate all seltzers, to be honest. I don't like I'll drink this. To me, all this tastes the same. White Claws, Truly's, all these kind of seltzers taste the same to me.
Yes. Jason, how do you feel about your mango?
It's fine.
What would you rate it out of Kirkland 10 Kirkland samples?
Kirkland samples are good. I had some really good sample of, was it sausage or was it jerky? A couple weeks ago. It was really good. Most of that was very good.
Was it the Korean barbecue jerky?
No, I don't know what it was.
Oh, they got some good Korean
I
barbecue
might have to look
jerky.
into that next time. But yeah, no, these are fine. They're okay. They're seltzers.
All right. Out of all of the ones, I give the Black Cherry probably an 8.
Oh, really?
8 out of 10. Kirkland signatures.
What would you give? What's the worst one?
out of the Kirkland pack,
Yeah,
the grapefruit is garbage, but I just hate grapefruit in general. I think Kirkland has the best black cherry one.
Okay.
Their mango one isn't as strong. The lime one, all the limes taste the same to me. But grapefruit is just dog shit ass.
Maybe that's what I was thinking because I'm drinking lime and maybe like the limes all taste the same in everyone.
Yeah, it tastes a little sweeter with the black cherry if you'd like to have another one.
Maybe. I mean, seltzer's all right. It's summertime. It's almost summertime.
It's almost summertime. Don't need all that bloating.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. We are recording on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, not releasing it on Cinco de Mayo though.
Nope, we're releasing it on Cinco de
Drinko.
Other day.
We should have brought tequila.
Do you need some tequila?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
So let's get into the last few stories we got. All right, let's give an update on the COVID vaccine. To kind of give an update, America's experts are nervous that Americans aren't getting the COVID vaccine enough. Mm-hmm. I actually talked to somebody today who said, I'll get into the story in a little bit, but they're not getting the vaccine enough. And basically we won't reach the level of vaccinated people to reach herd immunity.
One more time for the listeners at home.
Herd immunity.
I heard
right? You. So basically people who are unable to get the vaccine because of health concerns, right? Mm-hmm. They might not be safe because not enough people, able-bodied people that can get the vaccine are not getting it, right? Mm-hmm. So we're not reaching that level. And so people are very nervous that this could lead to problems and that COVID will never go away and we'll just have to get it like a flu shot every once in a while.
Well, the problem is I don't want to get the vaccine because I don't need Bill Gates microchipping me.
Makes no sense.
Bill Gates is single now. He's going to keep messaging my chip. He's like, hey, you up?
Oh, yeah. He is single now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that makes no sense. That's a stupid conspiracy theory.
No, it's not.
Because you have cell phones.
My life is so important that Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, needs to know that I only go to work and then my bedroom every day.
I need to know that too. The listeners at home need to know that too.
You're welcome, everyone.
I mean, yeah, I hope everyone gets vaccinated. Joe Rogan last week made headline news because he said people that are younger or in their 20s and healthy should not get vaccinated, and people ripped him apart for it, as they should. I genuinely like Joe Rogan. I think his content's pretty good and he has interesting conversations a lot of time. He was dead wrong on this. No, people should absolutely get vaccinated. There's people that can't get vaccinated because of health concerns, and I'm sure they would want to get vaccinated.
Yeah. And his reasoning for not getting the vaccination was because he and his family got it.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, we were fine.
Yeah, but that's so yeah.
That's so situational and it doesn't solve anything.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. If you listen to people, and unfortunately with a platform like his, you can't do something like that. You know what I mean? I understand saying something stupid because we say something stupid all the time.
Never have.
But I don't even think he came out and apologized and was like, oh, you should get, but I'm not sure his apology really
The problem with Joe Rogan in this situation is that he comes off as a somewhat intellectual. Mm-hmm. He portrays himself as somebody who either knows what he's talking about, or to his audience comes off as somebody who's relatively smart.
Okay.
So he has such a wide fan base because of that, because he has all different type of people on his show all the time, which is fine. All different ideas are great to have, but he has to realize that he has influence over a lot of people, especially after the big deal with the Spotify and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff that is actively harmful he personally needs to make sure that he is accountable for that.
I don't disagree with you. But I also think sometimes you need somebody to say something stupid so that way everyone knows it's stupid.
But not everyone knows it's stupid. That's the problem.
No. But what I'm saying is let's say somebody actually thinks like that, right? Mm-hmm. And they're not looking into it and they listen to Joe Rogan and they're like, yeah, see, I think the same way. And then all of a sudden that gains mass hysteria and people are like, no, you should get vaccinated. Here's
cancel culture.
XYZ, right? Foreshadow for discussion about cancel culture.
Everything is so black or white nowadays that it's not, he said that, oh, he made a mistake saying it. It's no, he said that people are trying to stop him from saying that.
Do you want to get into a discussion about cancel culture?
Yes, I do.
Before we get into our discussion about cancel culture, though, real quick,
Okay.
apparently condom sales through the roof. Because as young people prepare for COVID-free summer, or
You're air quoting?
Yeah, air quoting. Getting ready to go out, basically go to the bars again. A lot of people are ready to be single and mingle. And
And
mingle they shall.
They're going to like diddle their parts into other people's parts. And you know what? That's cool.
Yeah.
Strap a rubber on. Let it rip.
As long as you're vaccinated, you're okay.
Yeah. That's great.
Okay. So let's get into cancel culture. So we just alluded with Joe Rogan. Basically, he said something dumb on the internet, which is fine. I mean, we say stupid things too here on this podcast. I don't think he should be killed for that. I think Joe Rogan has very interesting conversations, and I think that's a reason why he hasn't been canceled yet, even though he has questionable people on, like Jordan Peterson. Ben Shapiro has been on his podcast before. Alex Jones.
Yep.
I kind of put them all in the same vein. They might not like that.
They're all the same people, basically.
Yeah, like he has very questionable people on, and a lot of times Joe Rogan doesn't have the intelligence to kind of debunk some of their more insane theories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have kind of asked for him to be deplatformed, but he hasn't. So, like, do you think cancel culture is a bad thing or a good thing? Like, what do you...
That is a very loaded question. Are you talking strictly about Joe Rogan?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know how Joe Rogan fit into that. I don't know why I talked about him.
I don't think he should be deplatformed. He should definitely be more educated going into a story like this. If you know that you got some nut job who lies all the time, you should have the facts to back up.
Whoa, be careful. That might be us one day. And then we have to do the research.
Wait, what?
I'm
This
being
is a
optimistic.
strictly No Rogan podcast.
This is the No Rogan podcast.
Yeah, like there's some factors that I fear to talk about here.
No, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, no, the one that we just talked about with him saying that, like, yeah, you don't need to get the vaccine. That was straight coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He needs to be accountable for that.
Okay.
If he brings guests on and kind of talks about what it's like, no, that's not true. Giving them a platform to just talk. There's a reason why nobody talks about Trump right now. He's not on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, once you deplatform somebody, Alex Jones, he got more radical as his show got taken down and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you take away their funding, their ability to actually get all their nonsense out, like if it's actively harmful, deplatforming somebody is very influential to taking away their harmful rhetoric.
But Alex Jones is still out here making money.
Not as much as he was. He was
really?
Very wealthy off of what he was doing.
Oh, so he's like, he's kind of losing.
He also sells brain pills.
Yeah. And like, I think there is an interesting though, like who decides who's getting canceled? You know what I mean? Like
culture.
So you think like this is like a community?
No, I'm talking about Cardi B's child.
Culture decides it.
Yeah. Is that the name of the kid?
I think it's KU.
Yeah, it's culture.
It's culture.
They decide it.
Okay. So, okay. All right. So we're all in the hands of Cardi B's child. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I do think like, I do worry about like who decides who gets canceled. Cause like, what if one day somebody goes like this podcast, let's say like hypothetically, we reach the numbers of Joe Rogan and they go, this podcast is irresponsible. We're like,
I don't give a fuck. We're rich.
Oh, fair. No, but you know what I mean? Like if a majority of people don't think they're actively a person's harmful, but like a loud minority, because a lot of times this is loud minorities yell for cancel culture, right? Like who wasn't someone getting yelled at to be canceled recently, and then it just kind of went away. I don't know.
Probably.
I'm sure there's tons of them, but I mean, like,
but if the society as a whole, like, what are laws? It's something that everyone in the society agrees upon. Mm-hmm. So like if you want a law changed and there's overwhelming support for changing something, unless it's universal healthcare, but that's a different thing. Well, no, like if most people in a society believe something is wrong,
then we cut it out. Huh? Then we kind of cut it out.
Yeah. Like there's a reason people don't marry 15-year-olds anymore. Society was like, that's not cool anymore.
Or they keep it secret.
Or they do. And then you're R. Kelly.
Oh, no. Who's the director that went to Europe or whatever and married like
Woody Allen?
Was it Woody Allen?
Was it Woody Allen? You're a big Woody head, right, Jason?
He's looking it up.
But yeah.
I like how he shook his head. Like, this is an audio platform. And he's just like, I don't know.
Not touching this subject. Yeah. No, it's Like the cancel culture, if done right and for the right reasons, is good thing. So just like with any type of like, what am I trying to say? With as long as there's enough research and stuff to back up that the thing being canceled is proven to be what it is. Like with the Johnny Depp thing, people were so eager to cancel him right away
that we made a mistake.
That he lost his job for multitude of projects. Even though he was the one that was the victim. Yeah,
that would be an example of cancel culture going wrong.
The key is to properly and fairly cancel somebody, there has to be a certain amount of time for them to be like judged in the court of the public. The only problem is people have the attention span of a gerbil. So if it's not done immediately, then it doesn't matter.
Well, James Gunn was canceled for like 3 months and then he came back. Like it is really weird. Do you think it's like a political ideology? Like if you're Democratic?
Now it is.
You think so? Because like, to be honest, like Republicans kind of started it, right? Mm-hmm. Like the one that comes to mind is the Dixie Chicks. They expressed their belief of freedom of choice. They were pro-choice, and conservatives canceled them. Like they went away. Like, so this. I don't think this is a partisan issue.
No, it's everyone. If people are so quick to just toss away something if it's not what they believe in. And if mass majority of people don't believe in that, then they're going to toss them away.
And that is kind of a product of being in like a capitalist society. Like if the money's not there, they're going to, you know.
And also I blame kind of like the internet and the 24-hour news cycle with like every bit of information is being sent out at all times. And a lot of these news sources, they want to like get the information out as fast as possible. Little to no research being done into it. So if something's wrong, all they have to do is retract it.
Okay. Like, I don't know. I think of like a Candace Owens or a Ben Shapiro, like people who have, I think, in my opinion, a very harmful rhetoric. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they're wrong. And I think a lot of times but like some people will try to cancel them, right? They'll like cancel these people, but I don't think that does any good because their followers will still believe what they believe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's much easier for us to have discussions with them and constantly try to argue with them. Cause I think there's a way to kind of maybe not embarrass them, you know.
Someone like Ben Shapiro, I feel like the best way to defeat him is to make fun of him. Yeah. So like the Woods situation from last week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way you beat him. You show how silly he is. Because people who follow him already are invested into him. There's probably not really many people who are like, now he's starting to make sense.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was is cancel culture actively good? Because if Alex Jones is out here, he was canceled. He's still out here making his stuff and his followers are still listening to him.
But like, it's not as wide of a reach as it used to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying like, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if the way to stop that kind of rhetoric isn't to necessarily cancel it, but to instead keep it in the public platform and show that it's how stupid it is. You know what I mean? Like constantly embarrass it, constantly. Or do you think people just will find
people are going to find and believe whatever fits their ideology?
So if you take it off the internet completely, you can.
If it's proven wrong and it's clearly wrong or harmful, it should be taken away.
Okay.
Like the research and the time has to be put into correctly making sure everything is taking off. Mm-hmm. That is proper. That is obviously or deep down incorrect. Mm-hmm. It just needs to be done correct. It's like communism.
Oh, God.
The only reason it hasn't worked is because of greedy people. What I'm saying is it hasn't been fully tested yet.
No, I'm pretty sure communism has been fully tested.
It has not been fully tested yet.
There's a lot of people are not going to get that inside joke and we're going to get canceled for that.
It is a constant joke.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? The left-wing commies are like Joseph Stalin Biden. He's on my side.
He's coming for you.
He's coming. No, he's with me.
Oh, he's with you?
Yeah. We comrade.
No, but no, I think it's an interesting conversation. Like, I don't know how good or bad cancel culture is. I don't even know how prevalent it is. You know what I mean? Like who's been canceled? Like people that are like convicted of sexual assault.
I haven't seen Kevin Spacey in a new movie.
Yeah, that's about it, right? Like, like everyone else has made a comeback, I think.
Yeah,
I'm sure Louis C.K. even is going to make a comeback.
he's tried to make comebacks. Like
but he got applauded when he came back. Like his small little audience that saw him.
I mean, like the problem is he was really funny. Like you can't deny that.
Yeah.
You can't say he wasn't funny. He was hilarious.
Mm.
He also joked about the shit that he did. So it's like, it wasn't a surprise to anyone, but it shouldn't have been a surprise.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he could probably make a comeback, right? Like,
I don't think he'll ever reach the same.
No, I don't think.
No,
yeah.
But like, I could see him like getting a job as a writer or something. Not even like, I could see him going behind the scenes because he was a writer for the longest time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I could see him just going back to that and like maybe even ghostwriting or something.
Okay. I mean, like, I do also worry about like who controls it. You know what I mean? Because I think YouTube admitted to they push like mainstream media on their platforms instead of like more what's the term? Like not mainstream media, but like
communist.
No, like media platforms that aren't beholden to a big conglomerate.
Go where the money is, man.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I do worry that like if these media companies are in charge of who they cancel and what they do, that could have adverse effects that we're not excited about. But right now, I don't know if it's necessarily as bad as people make it out to be.
Well, it depends what side you're on and how you look at things.
I also think sometimes criticism is just, oh, they're trying to cancel. It's like, no, there's pretty good criticism.
It's the perfect defense because you immediately have half of the people on your side if you're getting canceled.
Okay. Jason, any thoughts?
No.
Jason, what do you think you're going to get canceled for?
You name it.
I'd like to also point out that I have a surprise for you guys.
What's that?
I finally shaved my legs.
Ooh.
Touch them. Yeah. Only down. Only go down.
Feel the stubble. It's not that
peach fuzz now. I did it on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
Look how glorious that is. You know how nice my balls feel.
I don't know why I rubbed your leg for that long.
You just kept going.
I just kept going. Yeah. Well, I was like, there's hair here.
That's what started purring. I have like a patch on my ass that I missed, but like, you know, it's kind of glory. Oh, you dropping shit?
It's falling over. All right. Do we have any other final thoughts for the week?
Jason, did you want to touch my leg?
No, I'm okay.
Come on, touch my leg.
I'll pass.
Touch my leg.
I'll pass.
Touch it.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for drinking with us. Find us at Hot Takes and Beer Breaks on social media and wherever you get your podcasts. Cheers.
Adios.
Bye.